All right, let us begin this story like sitting with a friend who is excited to share everything they know about the dazzling world of celebrities. And we start with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds because few couples in Hollywood capture the imagination. Quite like them, they are admired for their undeniable charm, their sense of humor, their stylish red carpet appearances, and their ability to balance fame with family and authenticity. Blake first rose to prominence with Gossip Girl, where her effortless portrayal of Serena van der Woodsen made her an instant fashion icon, and she carried that influence into the real world with bold yet elegant looks that continue to inspire magazines, runways, and fans alike. Ryan, meanwhile, carved his own unique path from early comedic roles to becoming one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, with Deadpool turning into both a career-defining film and a cultural phenomenon together. They are a team whose chemistry off-screen feels as natural as their performances on screen, and what makes them so beloved is not just the glamour, but also the way they seem relatable, joking with each other on social media, supporting causes together, and showing the world that celebrity can be fun as well as meaningful. They donate to hospitals, they support mental health charities, and they lend their voices to important global issues. And in that way, their influence goes far beyond entertainment. As we move further into this journey, we see how their story connects with the broader narrative of stardom and success, because Hollywood is full of tales of stars who turned humble beginnings into powerful legacies, just like Taylor Swift, who began as a teenager with a guitar writing songs about her life and grew into one of the biggest artists in the world. She has reinvented herself countless times, moving from country to pop to indie folk, yet always keeping her connection to fans at the heart of her work. Her kindness shines through in the ways she surprises fans, donates to those in need, and advocates for artists' rights, showing that fame can be used to empower others. And this theme continues with Zendaya, who represents a new era of stars, rising from Disney roots to win an Emmy for Euphoria, while also becoming a fashion icon and role model for a generation. Her presence on red carpets challenges norms, her voice on representation shapes culture, and her ability to stay grounded makes her story as inspiring as her performances. Then there is Beyoncé, whose career is a masterclass in artistry, discipline, and cultural impact. She began with Destiny's Child, but her solo career cemented her as Queen Bey. Her performances, like the Coachella headlining show, became more than concerts. They were cultural milestones, and through her Be Good initiative, she has supported countless causes globally, reminding the world that she is as much a humanitarian as she is an artist. And speaking of global reach, Shah Rukh Khan embodies the dream of rising against the odds, from a young man with no connections in Bollywood to becoming the king of Indian cinema, adored by billions worldwide. His story proves that perseverance, charisma, and hard work can build an empire. He has contributed extensively to education, healthcare, and disaster relief, never forgetting his roots. And then we look toward BTS, the K-pop sensation, who broke language barriers and reshaped global music culture. Their message of self-love, resilience, and hope resonates across continents. Their fanbase, known as ARMY, is one of the most passionate communities in the world, and their ability to combine entertainment with advocacy, from speaking at the United Nations to supporting mental health awareness, proves that music can be a force for good. And in the same way, Rihanna has redefined what it means to be a star. Starting with her breakout hits, she became a global icon in music and then transformed the beauty industry with Fenty Beauty by prioritizing inclusivity and changing the standard of representation. Her Savage X Fenty shows are celebrations of diversity and empowerment, and her Clara Lionel Foundation continues to support education and emergency response around the world. Each of these stars, whether Blake and Ryan or Taylor, Zendaya, Beyoncé, Shah Rukh Khan, BTS, and Rihanna, show us that fame is not just about the spotlight. It is about the ripple effect it creates across fashion, philanthropy, culture, and individual lives, and their journeys are just the beginning of this long exploration through the incredible world of celebrities. And as the story unfolds, we see how interconnected the journeys of these stars truly are, because while Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds embody the magic of a Hollywood couple, and Taylor Swift represents reinvention and connection, others like Leonardo DiCaprio have taken the power of celebrity into entirely new directions. His performances from Titanic to Inception to The Revenant proved his artistic depth. But what makes him stand apart is his unwavering dedication to environmental causes. His Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation has funded conservation projects around the world, and he uses every opportunity, whether at the Oscars or the United Nations, to remind people of the urgency of protecting our planet, showing us that fame can fuel global action. And in a similar way, Lady Gaga has used her artistry to empower her little monsters and beyond. She has been bold, fearless, and unapologetically authentic, from her boundary-pushing music videos to her Oscar-winning role in A Star is Born, and her advocacy through the Born This Way Foundation. She encourages kindness, mental health support, and self-love, proving that celebrities can spark cultural movements that heal hearts and minds. And when we turn to Oprah Winfrey, we find a story that defines resilience. She rose from hardship to become one of the most powerful women in media, building an empire that centered on empathy and empowerment. Her influence reaches far beyond her television career because she has built schools, supported education, and inspired countless people to embrace their true selves. Her life reminds us that greatness can emerge from the most humble beginnings, and that fame is best used when it serves others. And then there is Keanu Reeves, who has quietly become one of the most beloved figures in entertainment, known for The Matrix and John Wick. His legend is equally built on his humility and kindness. Countless stories exist of him giving generously without seeking recognition, from funding children's hospitals to sharing his success with film crews. His ability to remain grounded in an industry of excess makes him an enduring symbol of goodness and authenticity. And this thread continues with Selena Gomez, who has turned her struggles into platforms for hope through her acting, music, and rare beauty brand. She has emphasized the importance of mental health and authenticity. She has openly shared her journey with lupus and anxiety, and has shown millions that vulnerability can be a source of strength. Her foundation and advocacy continue to shift the conversation on wellness in ways that resonate deeply with fans across the world. And then we look at Demi Lovato, whose resilience shines in every note of their music. Their willingness to share personal challenges has created a safe space for fans to embrace their own healing journeys. Demi shows that even in the hardest moments, there is potential for rebirth and growth, and Miley Cyrus too has embraced reinvention, with courage, moving from Hannah Montana to becoming an artist who explores bold new sounds. Her Happy Hippie Foundation focuses on youth homelessness and LGBTQ advocacy, reinforcing the idea that artistry can walk hand in hand with activism. And from pop stars to athletes, the inspiration flows just as strongly, because Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, while being rivals on the pitch, are united in how they use their fame off it, supporting children's hospitals, disaster relief, and education initiatives across continents. They show that greatness is not only measured in trophies but also in the lives touched. And when we think of resilience and breaking barriers, Serena Williams comes to mind. Her dominance on the tennis court was unmatched, but her voice for equality and her ability to balance sport, motherhood, and business have made her a true role model. Her journey embodies strength, discipline, and inspiration. And on a similar note, LeBron James has proven that leadership extends beyond basketball. His I Promise school created opportunities for children in his hometown, and his philanthropic work, combined with his dominance on the court, make him a living example of how talent paired with vision can transform communities. These stories woven together create a vibrant tapestry of resilience, compassion, creativity, and power, showing us that the world of celebrities, though glamorous on the outside, is filled with depth, humanity, and lessons that inspire us to dream bigger and live with greater kindness. And as we keep traveling through this constellation of remarkable figures, the name Rihanna rises once again, because her story continues to evolve in ways that show how limitless a single person can be. Starting as a teenager discovered in Barbados, she stormed the charts with Umbrella and went on to become one of the best-selling music artists of all time. Yet what makes her narrative so compelling is her decision to step beyond music and build empires that redefine industries. Fenty Beauty shifted the entire beauty landscape with its inclusive foundation shades and its message that everyone deserves representation, while Savage x Fenty turned the runway into a platform for diversity, body positivity, and empowerment. Her Clara Lionel Foundation has made real change in education, disaster relief, and healthcare across the world, proving that her artistry is matched by her generosity. And as we look at another star redefining success, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson emerges as a figure of unstoppable drive. He moved from professional wrestling to one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. Yet what sets him apart is his ability to inspire his millions of fans with positivity, resilience, and messages about family and discipline. He often shares his own journey from struggles to triumphs and encourages others to pursue their goals with unshakable determination. He shows that strength is not only physical, but also emotional and spiritual. And in that same spirit of resilience, Shakira reminds us how music and activism can coexist seamlessly. Her performances are legendary. Her voice is instantly recognizable, and her dancing has become a cultural symbol. But beyond the spotlight, she founded the Bare Feet Foundation, which has provided thousands of children in Colombia with education opportunities. Her Super Bowl performance alongside Jennifer Lopez was more than entertainment. It was a celebration of culture, unity, and heritage. And speaking of Jennifer Lopez, her journey is one of constant reinvention, from her breakout role in Selena to becoming a global superstar in music, film, fashion, and business. She has remained relevant across decades. Her halftime performance was a reminder of her unstoppable work ethic, and her dedication to Latino representation in Hollywood has opened doors for countless others. She proves that age is no limit to brilliance and that reinvention is a lifelong process. And in the heart of Bollywood, Deepika Padukone shines. As a global ambassador for both cinema and mental health awareness, she became one of the most successful actresses in India with blockbuster films. But what sets her apart is her openness about her struggles with depression and her decision to create the Live, Love, Laugh Foundation to break stigmas around mental wellness. Her courage has inspired millions to seek help and embrace vulnerability, proving that stars can lead with both grace and honesty. And then there is Priyanka Chopra Jonas, whose career bridges continents. She conquered Bollywood before moving to Hollywood with Quantico, and then into global blockbusters. Her ability to navigate two industries while championing South Asian representation has made her a trailblazer. Her philanthropy, especially as a UNICEF ambassador, shows that her success is about more than fame. It is about using her voice for change and beyond film and music. We see icons like Pharrell Williams, who brought us Happy, an anthem that spread joy across the world. But his creativity does not stop there. His work in fashion design and philanthropy reflects his belief that artistry can inspire change. His collaborations with global brands and his dedication to education initiatives remind us that creativity is limitless. And then we have Billie Eilish, who shook the music world with her debut album, redefining what pop could sound and feel like. She became a voice for her generation, not only through her songs, but also through her authenticity, her openness about mental health, her commitment to sustainability, and her decision to use her platform to challenge industry norms. She shows that youth itself can be a powerful agent of change, and all these journeys from Rihanna to Billie remind us that the essence of celebrity is not only the glamour we see, but also the courage, the innovation, and the humanity that lie beneath the spotlight. And as the journey continues, we cannot overlook the timeless presence of Beyoncé, who has become more than a performer. She is a cultural force whose artistry blends music, fashion, storytelling, and activism. Her performances from Coachella to the Renaissance Tour stand as cultural landmarks celebrating Black excellence, feminism, and resilience. She has used her platform to spotlight social issues and empower new generations, while her philanthropy, including support for scholarships and disaster relief, showcases her commitment to giving back. And right beside her, Jay-Z demonstrates how artistry and entrepreneurship can coexist. He began as a rapper from Brooklyn and built himself into one of the most influential business moguls in the world, founding Roc Nation streaming services and supporting criminal justice reform together. They show how a partnership rooted in ambition, creativity, and love can inspire millions. And then we look at Zendaya, who has emerged as a role model for young fans around the globe. She balances fashion with acting brilliance, moving seamlessly from Disney beginnings to her Emmy-winning role in Euphoria. Her collaborations with designers have transformed red carpets into statements of individuality and representation. Zendaya proves that youth can carry wisdom and that grace under pressure can become a signature strength. And just as Zendaya represents the new generation, we also find hope and inspiration in BTS, the K-pop phenomenon whose rise from a small entertainment company in Korea to global superstardom is a story of persistence, creativity, and unity. Their message of self-love, mental health awareness, and resilience has resonated with millions, known as the army. They have shown that music transcends borders and languages, and their philanthropic efforts, including donations to UNICEF campaigns, prove that their mission is about more than entertainment. It is about healing and connecting the world. Similarly, Blackpink has ignited stages across the globe. Their fashion-forward image, combined with their powerful performances, has created a wave that inspires fans, especially young women, to embrace confidence, individuality, and ambition. Their journey shows how global pop culture continues to evolve with diverse voices. And then we move to the legendary Madonna, who for decades has reinvented herself again and again, proving that reinvention is not only possible but essential to longevity. Her boldness, her artistry, and her activism, particularly around LGBTQ rights, have made her an icon who refuses to fade away. And in a similar spirit, Adele has shown that vulnerability and authenticity can be just as powerful as spectacle. Her voice carries raw emotion. Her songs tell stories of heartbreak, healing, and growth, and her journey from humble beginnings in London to winning multiple Grammys and an Oscar shows that true artistry will always find its way to the top and across the cinematic world figures. Like Meryl Streep remind us that dedication to craft can become a legacy. Her performances across decades have redefined acting and inspired countless others. Her humility paired with unmatched talent proves that fame and grace can coexist harmoniously. And in parallel, we see someone like Angelina Jolie, who not only captivated the screen with roles in films like Maleficent, but also dedicated years to humanitarian work as a UN ambassador. Her advocacy for refugees and her hands on support in conflict zones shows us that celebrity influence can genuinely change lives. And then we see the brilliance of Shah Rukh Khan, the king of Bollywood, whose story from a middle-class background in Delhi to becoming one of the most recognized actors in the world is nothing short of inspiring. His philanthropic work, his wit, and his ability to connect with fans across generations make him a true global icon. His journey represents the dreams of millions who see in him the proof that perseverance, talent, and humility can turn into greatness. And alongside him, other Bollywood icons like Amitabh Bachchan have set the stage for generations, showing that legacy is built on hard work, reinvention, and connection with audiences. And together, these stars, from Hollywood, Bollywood, K-pop, and beyond, create a chorus of voices that remind us of the transformative power of celebrity when it is paired with heart vision and authenticity. And as we arrive at this final stretch of our journey through the dazzling and deeply human world of celebrities, we begin to see how all of these stories come together, like constellations in a sky, each star shining in its own way, yet forming patterns that inspire us collectively, because whether it is Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds showing us how humor and love can coexist with demanding careers, or Justin Baldoni demonstrating how vulnerability and empathy can be powerful tools for leadership, or Taylor Swift reminding us that reinvention is not something to fear, but to embrace, or Rihanna proving that business and artistry can walk side by side. The common thread is resilience, authenticity, and impact. And when we look at icons, like Leonardo DiCaprio dedicating his influence to saving the planet, Lady Gaga inspiring kindness through her music and advocacy, Oprah Winfrey transforming lives through her storytelling and philanthropy, or Keanu Reeves teaching us the quiet power of humility. We see the full spectrum of what it means to be a celebrity, not simply a figure adored on screens, but a person whose actions ripple outward, touching lives far beyond their own fans and audiences. And as new generations rise from Zendaya to Billie Eilish to BTS and Blackpink, we see that the torch of inspiration is being carried forward with fresh voices who are unafraid to speak about mental health, inclusion, diversity, and empowerment. Their journeys remind us that the world of fame is not only about red carpets and flashing cameras, it is about the courage to use a platform for something greater. And as we reflect on global legends from Shah Rukh Khan to Angelina Jolie, from Serena Williams to LeBron James, from Beyoncé to Jay-Z, it becomes clear that while the details of their paths differ, the heart of their stories beats with the same rhythm of humanity, reminding us that behind every achievement, every award, every fashion statement, every concert, every blockbuster film or championship, lies a person who dreamed, dared, struggled, and ultimately rose to inspire others. And maybe that is why we continue to be fascinated by celebrities, not only because they entertain us, but because they remind us of our own potential to rise from challenges, to reinvent ourselves, to give back, and to leave the world just a little brighter than we found it. And so as this narrative comes to a close, the story of celebrities remains unfinished, because every day, new stars emerge, new voices rise, new acts of kindness are shared, and new dreams are pursued. And through it all, we get to watch, learn, celebrate, and be inspired, proving that the world of fame, though glittering on the surface, is at its core a mirror of our shared humanity. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspirational deep dives into the lives of stars you love.